Are we talking about being an anti-missionary? Yes, we are. We are anti or against people claiming to be shulachim of the Mashiach who are not shulachim of the Mashiach. This is called fraud. It's called identity theft. It doesn't say, behold, Menachem the Ish Zemach Shemo. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say Menachem. It says Yeshua. Ezra 3:2. I didn't write this, friend. Don't get mad at me. I didn't write it. This is the Hebrew Bible. You see, you're not against this book. You're against this book. You're against the Hebrew Bible. And the Melitz, he's the advocate. Who is he? He's the one that pleads for mercy. The word paraklita is found in the Talmud. The metavech. We're talking about this word is found in the book of Job. It's a word. It says there is Elokim Echad, one God, and Echad Hametavech, one mediator. Mem Tav Vav Vav final Haf. One mediator between Hashem and the Bnei Adam. And this one is not the Metavech. He's not the tzaddik. He's not the mediator. He's not the divine man. He's not the Metavech. And his shulachi, I should say his shulachei sheker, his false emissaries are deceitful poalim, masquerading as shulachim of Mashiach. They're not true shulachim of Mashiach. And so we're talking about being an anti-missionary. Yes, we are anti-missionaries. You say, what a fraud. You're not an anti-missionary. You are a missionary, friend. I am a mavaser. Now, what is a mavaser? He's someone who preaches the good news. There is no good news and there's no peace until the Ben David is pierced and hanging on the tree. You say, where in the world do you get that? Well, I get it right here in this book. 2 Samuel chapter 18, verse 14. 2 Samuel chapter 18, verse 14. You see, Avshalom, what's he doing? He's pierced and hanging on the tree. And finally we get shalom, we get peace. The enmity is over. The rebellion is over. The war is over. The Mevaser comes to herald the Besorah Tovah, the good news of victory. It says, Musar Shalomenu Alav, that the punishment that brought us peace was upon him. He died so that we might have peace. Where does it say that? It says it in Isaiah. Where in Isaiah? In chapter 53, verse 5, Musar Shalomenu Alav. If you're not preaching this, friend, you're a traitor leading people away from the Jewish religion. If you're saying they can have peace with a chicken, peace because you do the Schlagen Kippuris on Yom Kippur, Erev Yom Kippur, you're leading people away from the religion. Well, this chicken religion, this is not in this book, friend. You're making it up. You're leading people away from it. You're a missionary. You're a missionary with your chicken. We're not going that direction. You see, our religion is very old. It goes back before Rabbinic Judaism, because our religion is one of the sects of Judaism before the Hurban, before the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. And the Mashiach is supposed to have an empty tomb. Look at this verse in Isaiah. It's so important for you to see this. What is it talking about? It's talking about having his days prolonged. Isaiah chapter 53. And what does this mean? This means that his kever is empty. Yarik Yamim. He will prolong his days. So he has an empty tomb. He will prolong his days. Yarik Yamim. If you're not preaching a Mashiach with an empty tomb, you're preaching another religion. You're a missionary. You're leading people to another religion. You're leading people to be a traitor against the true Jewish religion. This is the true Jewish religion. This is it, friend. Isn't it ironic that there are people who love this Hebrew Bible and they can actually read it? And there are other people who claim to be Jews. They can't read it. They're not interested in reading it. They don't read it. They don't want to read it. And actually, they're fighting it. Verse 9 speaks of his kever. I'm talking about Isaiah 53. Verse 10 tells us that he will prolong his days after he makes an Asham guilt offering with his nefesh. So, you see, it is the blood that makes atonement for the soul. When I see the blood, I will pass over you. Without the shedding of blood, there's no remission of sins. So you see, friend, this is our religion. Leviticus 17:11. If you have a bloodless form of Judaism, it's not real Judaism. I'm sorry. And Psalm 16 says there can be no shachat. Did you hear that? No shahat. The Mashiach can't be over at Old Montefiore Cemetery moldering in the grave. And if you're preaching a Mashiach like that, you are a shilachei sheker. And you're a fraud, and you're leading people astray. And you're not really leading them into Judaism. You're leading them away from Judaism. This is Judaism, friend. This is Judaism. Now, when there's enmity in a marriage, there has to be a mediator. And Gomer and Hosea, with their marriage, they had estrangement, they had alienation, they required a mediator. And that is what Job is longing for in the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 33. He wants an arbitrator. He wants a mochiach between him and God. You have to look at Job chapter 9, verse 33. And you have to see what you need. You need the Kohen Le'olam Al Difrati Melchizedek, who makes the Kaporah. Now you remember Moshe Rabbeinu, he came in Shemot, I think it's chapter 32. He said, look, I'll make the Kaporah for these people. But Hashem wasn't interested in Moshe making any Kaporah. And Isaiah came along and he said, no, Moshe, it won't be you. It's going to be the Mashiach who will do this. He will give his nefesh as an Asham guilt offering, Moshe. That's what Mashiach ben David will do. Because he is the Kohen Le'olam Al Divrati Melchizedek. He's the only one who can make the Kaporah. He's the one that can make you say, we keep these mitzvahs. No, you don't. There's one mitzvah you don't keep, friend. That's Isaiah 53. Only the Mashiach can keep that mitzvah. And he keeps it for you. That's what he does for you. The Navi, I'm talking about in Devarim, chapter 18. We hear about this Navi, this prophet. He acts for God in the presence of men. The Kohen acts for men in the presence of God. He fulfills both of these offices. He is the Navi, like Moshe. He is the Kohen, Le'olam Al Divrati Melchizedek. The Mashiach has to be the ultimate Navi. Where do we get that? Devarim chapter 18, verses 18 to 22. We're talking about the book of Deuteronomy in the Torah. And friend, this is not the Navi. This is not the Navi of Devarim chapter 18.